Okay.
So I have the hoarder trait, which makes I can carry up to 50 scrap without any encumbrance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also have my my Junkers pack. So I can. So technically, that doesn't count against my Junkers pack, right?
Yep. So you can double up on that.
Oh, this is gonna be so good.
Now the question
And
has to be asked of what is your brawn?
oh, my brawn is yeah, it's the where is it? 2.
2. Average strength.
I got a utility belt though to carry some of my other things.
Remember, it still only goes, it stretches you only so far with your maximum
Yeah,
encumbrance.
that is true, but I have the rest of my cool stuff in my rucksack.
But remember, you can't wear a rucksack and a.
No, I keep it in the car when I'm doing scrap stuff.
And be like, guys, can you carry something for me? So is Joseph back? Because he said he'd be right back.
Yeah, he wanted some extra.
Oh yeah, I've been back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Someone knocked on the door.
Oh, okay.
I see.
So, session 1 for Salvage.
Dun
Genesis
dun
Junkies.
dun.
So, it is a nice, balmy day in Petra Colony. The wind is slowly blowing through the valley. You've got dust everywhere because you guys are unfortunately not in the nice part of town. But you guys are comfortably sitting, watching that at the one of the outdoor seats. Your buddy there, Snigly, who knows quite a few of you, and is probably the guy who talked all of you into coming for this job originally, because he got a great deal from a buddy of his. The You guys, especially our firewall guy, totally identifies him begrudgingly as mod boss Jahamid, because he knows that this guy's a total fucking crook. Some of you guys like him because he helps make things happen, and he's a center of commerce at the edge of Petra Colony.
Nice
So
guy.
you guys know that he's got a great deal because Sniggly's like, we need a rig. Without a rig, we can't leave town. We don't want to be waitresses and waiters in town because there's no scrap in that. You know, and he knows a bunch of tech savvy folks, which is all of you guys. Which, see, if you can't make it to game day, I'm NPCing you as the guy who brings the group together. As you guys are hanging out, waiting to talk to the mod father. He's totally got that Bedouin mob boss weird hybrid combination going. As some of you feel really comfortable at the Tailpipe Grill, and his
Yeah.
his little headquarters is just outside of the grill. So you've got Sniggly sitting there going brrr, because he got a hold of some bad fire beetle grub. He got a hold of some protein paste called chicken, and who knows how many years old that protein paste was. It was probably old when it was on the ships 100 years ago. But it said something called chicken, and it had some weird bird head on it. Good thing the colony can synthesize, a raw protein called chicken. So you guys basically are sitting there. You've got time to kill. You're early before you were told to come to be brought before the mod father to talk about a great deal, because your buddy totally told you it was a great deal, for a ride. Haha, I like that.
I believe him.
And there's probably an SO named that too. And you guys know that the mod father, he's a pretty straight shooter. I mean, what he promises, he follows through on his end, and he just expects the same. Though, one of you knows more than the others that he also respects a certain level of respect, especially in front of his subordinates, and he don't broker no shit. I mean, he does run his own Hazard Arena, where basically the MMA mixed fighter thing for entertainment. So
He works for waste management, you know?
oh, that's one way to call it. So as you guys basically are sitting, at the tailpipe, talking amongst yourselves, getting to know anybody, not know anybody else in the group, interested in bringing up some conversation.
Me.
So tell everybody what you look like. Eso gets very quiet.
Cybele possesses bronze arms, which have been flaked and slightly chipped over the years. Cybele's right arm is slightly larger than my left arm. I have a singular ocular device that can change color, but I keep it at its factory setting of blue. I have large tubes that go down from my head, some into my body and some hanging around. Many humans have described it as hair looking like corn rows, whatever that is. I also wear a full-length jacket that is red. Cybele's legs are black and dark blue, with some red pieces placed on them. And finally, Cybele has a white torso with plate linings in them that connect it to the rest of Cybele's body.
And how did they wrangle you into this job?
Cybele was at the Scrappers Guild. Cybele heard someone talking about going out of Petra to collect scrap. Cybele asked, and Cybele was directed here.
Okay, so you guys, notice the SO. She's just, sitting down, joining you guys, at the appointed time and place. Totally wondering why your buddy just says, thumbs up. The SO, she's cool. We were looking for some extra help because he totally wanted to make sure he had some tech know-how just in case. Nobody wants to be stuck doing all the work yourself.
So I was thinking the reason I was here is because I've heard of a lot of shady dealings going on, like specifically with you guys, that person that betrayed you all. So I'm kind of involved, kind of looking into that, because we can't have that kind of thing happening. And I'm a bit of I'll be a pragmatist about working with the mod boss in that he's beyond me to deal with right now. I already tried that and failed, and so grudgingly going along.
So since you are a firewall, are you upfront about that with the group?
Yes. With the group, like I said, I don't remember the name. Was Kara kind of betrayed all of them.
That
I think that's
bad human being.
Sorry. And so that's kind of what I'm looking into.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna
lock her up.
Currently, you do not possess the information that I also have been betrayed by her. As of this moment.
Well, now I know.
Okay.
So for the time being, it looks like I'll be accompanying you.
So on the plus side, you've got a firewall on the crew, so there's some muscle in case anything gets, hairy. Somebody that can handle themselves in a fight there.
Wait, did you specifically say out loud to us that you're searching for Kara?
Uh, in, in essence, yeah.
Okay.
I laid it out there that rumors is that this person is basically running around leaving a trail of betrayal and bodies, and that's something that we can't have. And right now, the mod boss is the lesser of the evils, so it's Kara that I'm kind of looking for. And since you all had involvement, I'm kind of hanging out, sticking with you guys for the time being until another lead comes along.
Information for the firewall. Cybele was also betrayed by Kara.
So that makes 3 of you, right?
Yep.
Cybele was pushed into a hole by Kara after I gained much scrap.
Then it seems that I'm in the right place.
Cybele wishes to deal with her.
If that's the case, you might need my assistance to do so. The law can't be flouted so blatantly and flagrantly.
Cybele agrees. Cybele does not possess any current weaponry.
And on the plus side, since you've had different descriptions of Kara, you now have 3 people who have eyeballed her personally to point her out to you, which will make life immediately easier if you run into her, because most of the firewall's records on her are slightly conflicting on descriptions. So these guys will make your job infinitely easier to get this scrapper who's got too many bodies in her wake.
It would be hilarious if all 3 of us tried to describe her and it was just completely different.
You each have slightly different variations of hair colors because she has a habit of changing it often. Slightly different hairstyles. And it's like, well, one of you 3 is going to see her eventually. And you tell me so I know.
Yeah, it's kind of cute though.
Kara had brown hair that she wore in a bun. She also had a shoulder cloak on her left side. Also, I would describe her outfit as ugly.
You're not going to get any disagreement from me on that.
I mean, the best thing is we've yet to even make stats for her yet, but I think she's becoming Saffron from Firefly. Only with the evil mean streak.
Yeah, but if she looks anything like the picture, pretty hot.
Wow.
Oh, what picture is this? Is it one of the handouts?
If you go to the NPC
one of the
tab,
NPCs.
there's totally a picture for her and for Jahaman. So
okay, cool. Oh,
you guys
there we go.
Basically, you were told that, hey, we've got some mud water for you. The nice term for something that's slightly proteiny with some hydration and some nutrients and a little bit of fermented something in it. It's basically the tailpipes, oil change drink of choice. And you're told that beverages are on the house for this round. Notice how they clarified this round. And after a few minutes of you guys sitting there exchanging small talk, you guys get the Elon, one of Jahamad's, trusted hazards, which is what they call the pit fighters. He's totally a decker like a few of you guys. He's got both cybernetic arms with big old knuckle dusters built into his fists, so it looks like, you don't want to get into the arena with this guy. And he is a pretty deft puncher when need to be. Especially our
Thorn is kind of fingering a jaw, fingering a small bruise along the side of his jaw, and scowling.
And Elon totally smiles at some of you guys, and you know who you are, and gives you the finger wave of "Come on, it's time to come in." As he pulls up the tent flap that covers the patio to Jahamad's place.
Yeah, diddy pop on in.
You guys come in, and he basically waves you guys in, and he totally does the doorman thing, where he's like with one big arm holding the tarp up over your guys' heads, and watching as you guys come in to see who's looking around, paying attention to you guys, and totally takes a second and gives Thorn a double take. Doesn't make any rude gestures or anything, but totally gives like a double take.
I'll I've got that. I've still got a little bruise that's still healing, and I'll look at him and obviously I'm not happy about it, but I will just acknowledge him as I walk by.
I shall wave at Elon and give him a smile.
He waves back and gives this derpy smile back to you as he totally checks out the ESO with the curves and just gives this like nod of like, if I was into that, I'd be so into that. As he takes you by, and there's this the equivalent of Salvage's coffee is basically this root tuber thing that's cooked and burned and almost tastes like a bad chicory coffee, but it's the closest thing you get. And you can see inside he's got a couple seats where people are drinking this coffee that's being brought out to him by very scantily clad servers. It's nicely shaded in here, but the tarps give a nice breeze, so it gets almost like that Bedouin tent feel where it seems to be very stuffy, but it actually has beautiful airflow in here. And you see just like 3 sets of scrap fans twirling, keeping the air flowing gently without stirring up any dirt. As he kind of walks you guys in and kind of stops you guys at the door and basically points to some racks that are there, and you see a couple sidearms, up at the top shelf with little gates closed, so somebody can't just take the weapons. And he says, "No firearms. Mod boss, don't let no firearms there." And he totally lingers his look at Thorn, like he's like, "I know you got something."
Actually, all Thorn carries, he carries a staff, and he has a scrap sword tucked to his side, but no firearms.
Okay, you totally give him the no firearms, and he's just like, he gives you the look, and he just gestures for you to turn around, and he's gonna pat you down real quick.
Okay.
Now, is there anything you're gonna conceal from the pat down?
I don't really have much of anything at all.
Okay, so he totally gives the pat down and gives you this look like, huh? He actually gives you this very respectful look, like he was thinking you may have been lying, but he didn't find any firearms with this pat down. If you have something well hidden, he must have missed it, but he does not, think you're doing any shenanigans, which is great. So, is anyone else turning in firearms to be locked up?
Yeah, I just look at him like, really, Elon? I don't have any ammo for this thing. I haven't had any ammo for a while now.
And he just smiles at you. Is obviously, Thorn. Immediately, you realize that they must have a close relationship because the dude's just like, just make sure the boss doesn't see it. Don't get me in trouble, and there's no trouble.
I want to walk up to Elon, will my lunchbox on me be acceptable?
And he gives you this look and scratches his chin, and he basically gestures for you to open it.
I open it.
And he kind of eyeballs inside it, and is there anything? Well, he kind of like fingers through, and kind of what's he seeing inside this box with his 3 successes?
Spare mechanical tools like screwdriver, nuts and bolts, things of that nature, a wrench.
He totally gives it a look and then closes the box, gives you a thumbs up. He's like, As long as you ain't hiding a pistol in there and you're gonna shoot my boss, we're okay.
Cybele does not currently have any weaponry.
Good to know. And you know, cool box though. They don't make those anymore.
Cybele thanks you. I got these from my parental units.
All I got from my old man was this mechanical arm here when he died. Took me 10 years to grow into it.
I see. Well, I am glad that you grew into it.
And he basically gives everybody a keen look. Is anyone trying to pull any shenanigans is the question.
No, I don't think
Are we doing any skullduggery checks?
Nope.
No.
And he totally, bangs on the door, and then someone from the inside, you can hear, unlatches the lock. You hear this big scrape of a bar that goes across the door. And, guy opens the door, and there's this really scarred up dude. I mean, he's got mechanical legs from the knees down. He's got mechanical arm, and one arm that's just all jacked up. But he's dressed really nicely. He's dressed clean, let's say. There's no dust on his shoulders or his shoes. And he opens the doors and goes, "Is this them?" And he's like, "Dude, would I've knocked on the door if this was not them?" And he kind of looks at his knuckle and just pops one of his big knuckle duster mechanical bioma knuckles, and he says, "Guys, follow me. Please be respectful and accept the kindness of the mod boss." And he totally looks at his friends in the group and gives you the smile with the pistol fingers. This is going to be a great deal for you guys. And he kind of escorts you in. You see there's, little tiny hallway. It's only like 20 feet, but, you see there's entertaining rooms where, of course, there's some entertainers entertaining guests through the little tiny airlock doors that have been modified to be used for this building. And the guy kind of, second guy in the door kind of pulls his cuff up to his hand and does the whole Secret Service talking to the cuff link, where you obviously know he's got a cuff comm. And the door opens before you guys even get there. And you smell this beautiful smell of some kind of oil and incense that just makes the air smell very pleasant for out here. I mean, because basically everything is normally like dirt. And as soon as you guys walk in, the room drops like 10 degrees. Obviously, he's got environmental, conditioning going on in here. And you hear the familiar voice for some of you. For Jahaman, it's like, come in, my friend. Close the door. You're letting all the coolness out. Ladies, please go. My friends need the seats. We must discuss business. We must do the things that keep you ladies in such opulence. And of course, as he says that, 4 ladies come walking out and walk past you guys in the hallway. Thankfully, it's wide enough that they're not pressing against you, but they're totally checking you guys out as they're walking out. And yes, they're wearing very safe for the weather conditions, but very skimpy clothing, if you know what I mean.
Give them all a big grin as they go by.
They smell of beautiful cleaning oil, because I'm sure on Salvage you use oil more than you use water for cleaning. Totally Spartan. As they go walking by with the pleasant fragrance on them that you're just like, yep, that's 100 credit a night lady right there. As you guys come in and you see he's got nice cushions on the floor. He's got some drapes on the wall to allow the air to breathe, but not really get too pungent, since it's actually enclosed in here, and you're not hearing any of the outside noises except for some hiss of pipes. See how I'm totally using that sound? As he invites you guys to sit in. You see there's little tables around each of the groups of cushions with some finger food. Some of the trays have like fried fire, small fire beetles. Basically, it's like a nice lobster. If cooked right or over seasoned, it's like a nice crawdad. And then you've got some variety of pastes, probably protein paste made by In the Hole. Damn elitists with their fancy foods. And he just looks down and claps his hands. He's a very, very large guy, mechanical eye. Almost similar to the one that Gideon has, only shinier. And looks like it may even be like the first time someone's used it, as he pulls out from a tray. He's got a bunch of rolled cigars, and he starts to puff one, and you guys smell this horrible smell because it is not like Earth cigars. This is stuff made by stuff, you know. It is the
Yeah.
equivalent of the cigars he's smoking in his little white leathery coat, which you know without the AC in this room, his outfit would kill him out in the heat. Which is, of course, why he's got his hair mostly shaved off except for a little flap over he keeps on the top. And he says, "My friends, I have a great deal for you. I am Muhammad, your friend." And he kind of waves his hand magnanimously across you all. He actually does linger on a few of you, and you know who you are. That he is genuinely your friend because you've done him solids, and he's done you solids back. And then his eyes kind of linger on Thorn, and you sense that he must have had an acrid puff of cigar because he kind of makes a little stymied cough when he gazes over Thorn. And he says, "So I have a deal for you. Our mutual friend Sniggly is feeling sick, I've been told, so I asked him not to please get sick on my cushions here. You don't know how long it takes to clean that kind of awful out of a room like this. The air conditioner will keep the smell for months. So I've been told that you would like to get a rig of your own, to be productive members of society, to go out and return with productive things to help the society that we have here flourish. Is this true?"
That is correct. Cybele has been a scrapper all their life.
And he just looks and pulls out the cigar, and he's totally doing the Italian hand gestures of, "That is very good. To not be rude, do you identify yourself as Unit Cybele, or may I just call you Cybele?"
I do not care what gender, unit, or my name you call me. You can refer to me as any.
"Excellent. We will get along greatly. I am a big proponent and fan of Essos. I'm some joke that I'm part Essos myself," as he taps his lens on his mechanical eye and makes a little joke. "No offense, no offense."
Do
So,
not worry. Being an SO is half the attitude.
and he smiles at that and looks at Elon and points at him and says, "You're right about this group. We will do beautiful things with them." And Elon just like does the whole wallflower melds into the wall of, "I don't want to be part of this conversation," you know. And he looks at each of you guys and says, "So I've heard that Sniggly will be the driver for the most part, but since he is under the weather, do you have someone else that is competent in driving?" As he
Cybele does possess some ability to drive.
he's totally scanning the crowd to see if anybody, gestures.
Yeah, like Joseph.
As we wonder if Sarah's AFK.
Sorry.
I'm like I'm sitting there looking at her like,
Nobody was saying anything, so I'm like, I got a bit of driving. I don't know what
I'm
else
just
to
over there
say.
snacking. I'm over at the snacks.
Yep.
At the
Snack bar.
kiosk.
Cracking that fire beetle leg open and pulling the meat out and dipping it in one of the dipping sauces.
Sorry. IRL eating ice cream. But all right. Where were we?
He's asking if you have another driver besides your friend Sniggle.
Yeah, I can drive.
Good. Sorry to interrupt your eating. Enjoy some of my opulence. These are some of my favorite things.
I can drive.
As he's like, so, Gideon. And the fact that he addresses Gideon personally, some of you kind of like, whoa. My friend, so who is going to be the one that we can trust to fix Old Blue? And when he says Old Blue, both the bodyguards at the door behind you guys kind of give a little snicker.
I just give him a big grin full of beetle parts. I'm like, oh well, I mean, Snigley should be able to keep things running. I hear Cybel's supposedly pretty good mechanic as well.
Cybele
Mechanic.
does possess a good amount of mechanical adaptability.
Yeah, I can't vouch for anything, but I know Snigley's always done good.
As he puts some food in his mouth and chews really quick. Excellent, good, because I must say, Old Blue holds a special place in my heart. I myself, at one point in my career, used to drive Old Blue. And do you know why we call her Old Blue still?
Don't think you
Because
told me
it's
the story.
Uh, we call her Old Blue because she actually has one fender that still has the original blue Colonial Corps paint job on it. Can you believe almost 100 years old and she still has one fender that still has the color blue on it?
It's amazing.
I mean, this damn desert, we all know that it'll scour the pimple off an ass if it's out there in this heat. I just know that I've done my miles out there pulling in ice for this colony, and I deserve this comfortable life. Don't you all think? And he totally looks at you guys, waiting for you to agree that he deserves this life of opulence.
Productive
give
members of society should be given this.
I give him a big grin and kind of a cheers with one of the beetles, kind of held up.
See, I knew I had a good feeling about this. So, and he literally sits back and cracks his knuckles and he pulls out a little data pad. He says, so Old Blue, have any of you been to Trigger Station?
What's Trigger Station again?
It's basically a little refueling and resupply station, basically gas station. Gas station and diner about a day's drive out.
Cybele has
Yeah, I've been there.
at that location before.
Great. So you guys know exactly where Old Blue's parked right now. And of course, when he says that, you kind of like, okay, because think of Trigger Station as Triple T, if you've ever seen it. It's one of those truck stops where everybody can pull up and have, entertainment put at the side of their window of their vehicle so they can sleep in the vehicle, get some entertainment, get some cold air pumped in the vehicle, refill their water and fuel, and if they want, actually get out and get a little, some kind of, accomplishments of, food, entertainment, ladies, guys, whatever. And you guys know that there is a small junkyard on the side of Trigger Station, because it's of course named after the first guy 100 years ago that basically coined the phrase trigger for someone whose career is shooting. It was the first outrider that used to do that type of stuff, and that's the station he built because he retired and decided, this is how I'm going to make a living. Pay other idiots to go out in the desert. But it's completely safe. I mean, there's like a firewall agent out there that keeps any trouble down. There's enough mob protection in regards to if you don't start something there, or you'll be paid for later. So it's a very safe place. And basically, it's one of those of it's known as it is a off limits for violence, because if you get violent, you get pitched. And if you get pitched, it's a 1 year rejection from that place when you get 86. And so there's nice junkyard there, parking lots there, plenty of space. It's for as much of a shithole as it is, it's really actually nice. And he says, Old Blue is parked out there, and he totally pulls up a little topographical map hollow display showing you, literally it's like a 4-hour drive, and or like an all-day walk, which would be fucking horrendous, but totally doable if you wanted to walk. As he totally does the gives you a second to absorb the little dot 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 going out to the trigger station. He's like, I mean, easily within a day's walk if you need to stretch your legs. And he kind of just does that half chuckle, like, yeah, you guys are really gonna walk out into the dust. I mean, you totally could, but why would a civilized being do that?
Yeah, well,
So what I need you to
Cybele
do,
did so.
and he totally like knocks on an armrest that you thought was a pillow, but obviously it's nice and hard. And immediately behind the curtain, this slightly scantily clad gal comes out in this very flowery, almost lingerie-ish sundress. And she's carrying, of course, a large item that immediately you mechanics will recognize that it's a engine component. It's basically the catalytic converter mixed with a turbocharger type of deal. And it's a very important piece of an engine. As she's kind of struggling to hold this thing because it's one encumbrance worth. It's a little bigger than a motorcycle helmet. And he says, "Old Blue seems to be missing some pieces, vital important pieces." And he points over to there. And does somebody want to give me a mechanics check to impress him?
Cybele could do so.
Because this could always be a good thing. Go ahead and give me your mechanics check.
Since Cybele wants to do so, Cybele will use Terranaut ability to reduce it all to 1 purple.
Ooh, okay.
Because I reduce it equal to my characteristic intellect, and since I have 4 in intellect, I reduce it by 4
Nice.
to a minimum of 1.
Okay, I got you 1 purple in there.
Already.
And I should probably totally do that. So immediately, would you like to describe what the part is verbatim?
Yes, I shall do so.
And what would you like for those 3 advantages? I mean, you could totally say, like, upgrade a check against him with you involved.
Yes, I would like to impress him with my mechanical knowledge
Okay, so
and my friendly hospitality.
he immediately does this, does the slight head nod and the smile that you know your shit. He just pulls out a part. You name that part exactly where it is, what it goes to, and about how long it takes to put in. And he's just like, I knew I had a good feeling about you. As he totally looks over at Gideon, he's like, keep this one happy on the crew. I like this one.
give him
I
a
look
grin.
and smile at Gideon.
And you totally know that without this part, the old Blue would not be able to move at all. And when you advise that without that part, the vehicle is inert. That it's unable to do more than just power up some things and drain its power reserves. And he's like, so I need you to go to Trigger Station. I need you to take this very vital, as your friend said, very important part, and gently put it into Old Blue. She likes to be talked nice to when you do these things. So gently put this part in her. And once you get her running, you can go do what you do. I mean, Gideon, you know what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
You go out and do the things, and you bring back the things. And just remember, I want to make sure in the nature of friendship, because we are friends, and friends do things for friends, to just make sure that you give me first shot on anything special coming back. I don't think that's unfair, and he totally gives you the questioning look, like you guys agree to this.
Cybele is good with the terms.
Give him a big thumbs up.
I wouldn't want to feel like I'm taking advantage of you.
Cybele fears you will not take advantage of us.
And he totally cigar and finger points. Yep, you got it. So, I mean, in all transparency, I'll be honest and say Old Blue has seen a better century, probably the one before it landed here. But she's got a few dings and dents. So normally you guys understand a rig like this, they go for lots of credits. I mean, we're talking tens out, multiple tens of thousands of credits, and having an access to something like Old Blue, you could go to the poles and bring back ice water and extort thousands of credits in just one trip. You could go and find a downed spaceship and come back with hundreds of thousands of scrap. So I want to be completely fair with you. I will sell her to you on a lease, rent, lease to own basis. That when you return, for a third of a cut, 30% of your haul on each time you return, to go down on the payment for your ownership of Old Blue. And I'm willing to sell her for you for half what she would normally go for, only 10,000 credits.
So he's asking for 10,000 credits and 30, and given in 30% increments, and the first pick of any salvage.
Yep. So basically, he's trusting you to leave with the part in the vehicle, and when you come back, he gets 30% of each return trip, and first dibs on some of the stuff. To make sure you don't have something great and you sell it to Joe Schmo Scrapper down the street instead of him.
I would like to suggest that if said item is an individual object, yes, but if it's water or survival supplies, that's off limits.
Okay, so he just kind of...
That will help us to do our job better, and we at least that way know that our ability to survive is not compromised.
As he totally looks over you guys' heads where you're sitting and the boys, and he just smiles and says, "Look at this one. He's a businessman and law enforcement." And they kind of give out the audible chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. So go ahead and so you're going to be doing the negotiations then, huh? I take that flip as a yes.
Yep.
Okay, so he just shakes his head that yep, okay. So he's like, let's sit down to the negotiations, and he's typing what you're saying down, and go ahead and give me your negotiation roll.
First roll of the day. Aw, shucks.
Dang, that bad though.
As you take a point of threat, as you immediately chime in with the "Hey, this is what the actual civilized people of the Petra do," and he's just like, he gives you this very dismissive gesture, and then turns right to Gideon and says, "Does this sound agreeable for your group?"
He does talk a little sense about it, but got to do what we got to do, make a living.
Oh no, I totally understand. I guess personal items I'm not considering part of your return cargo, but if you come back with water, that alone is a very valuable item. I'd at least like a percentage of that. 30% is a good general term. It's considered fair. And he totally looks at Elon. He's like, Elon, it's a very, very generous percentage for getting free access to a vehicle where they can make hundreds of thousands of credits on one trip alone. And Elon totally looks down at you and tries to be completely non-committal and just gives a There's a nod, closed-lipped and no answer either way. So see, my man Elon agrees with me. That's why he's good at what he does, besides punching people's faces in. And that's that point of strain that poor Thorn's taking as he looks at Thorn when he says that.
Yeah, I think what Thorn was looking for, like if we found small amounts when scrapping or something. I mean, obviously, if we make a water run, obviously that's the run, so you get 30%. But I think he's like, we find a small bit of water, we retain that. That's my guess.
The assumption was that you don't consider all the water one thing.
As he slurps down the leg of a fire beetle in one massive slurp, as he looks at you, and you have a point, as he takes a big long hit of his stogie and just blows this very acrid smoke that somewhere our engineer here thinks is going to be straining the air filtration system to pull out. As he says, I can see your points. Let's talk on this a little more. And does somebody else want to try negotiation? It's your last chance.
1 second.
Yeah, not me. I'm no good.
You know,
Side note,
Thorn's
What-
conversation with them didn't go very well.
Yeah,
Because
I'm not going to deceive or coerce him, so. But just I wouldn't do that to him, so.
Cybele has no reason to do so.
Okay, here's something I can do, actually, is I can, use my telepathy ability, and communicate through one of you, and, so it's considered assisting.
Now the question is, who are you going to use
The
telepathy
question is there anybody who doesn't seem to be guarded at the moment?
Does anyone feel like having someone talking in their head?
I do not mind this, but also
Feel
I am
like
an
it?
Esso,
No.
so I am immune to this effect.
Like, feel like it? No. Can do anything about it? Also, no.
It's
Well,
I
just
feel like
about
the only
whether
person
or
that can
not
do anything here
you're
is Gideon.
guarding yourself.
Yeah, if you're because there's basically the friendly or guarded. If you're guarded and don't want someone poking around your head, he can't force his way into you yet.
I mean, psychics aren't real.
What do they mean? There's mutant psychics on Mars. Total.
I mean, there's mutant people, but mutant psychics? That makes no sense.
Yeah, the statistical likelihood of being both a mutant and a psychic, come on.
It's like an infinity to one, you know? You got nothing on that.
Yeah, I mean, you only got 2 in the group to choose from, so whichever you're going to choose, I'm definitely at ease here.
You can totally
Sure,
give them a mental prodding and say something. I'll help.
Since, well, I can just communicate directly into his head. I don't. So, since Gideon seems to know him already, and he seems at ease, I will make an easy telepathy check to kind of essentially collaborate with him to, basically it'll be an assisted negotiation roll, which would really probably just wind up being my negotiation roll plus a blue.
Because that would probably be the best combination of the two.
Yeah, that's so yeah.
How does Gideon want to do this?
As long as he's not guarded.
Yeah, I'm not guarded because I mean I'm in a safe place and that. So I mean, I have this random thought and blurb them out, that, whatever.
So then
like,
what
wow,
I'll do is I'll do
how did I come up with that?
the easy telepathy check, and that.
Okay, go for
So got a set.
it. Yep.
Aw, man. Well, it didn't work, I think. 3...
Well, with the speed advantage, you could make him drop his cigar.
He's not pushing on him. He was trying to link on me.
I know. I'm just like, hey, you can make them drop a weapon, and technically he's wielding a cigar.
All of a sudden,
Well, so...
eye pops out. Why does my brain feel funny?
Right?
Well,
No.
so
I don't even
since,
want to.
so since like that's not going to work, can I just at least use the advantage to maybe say that even though I wasn't able to communicate, you know, at least Gideon kind of agrees with me, possibly, but without any kind of, you know, actual communication.
Okay.
Just a vague thought, maybe, that he agrees with me.
As you know, he totally tried to drop some true knowledge on you, and you're just like, huh? Why is poor Gideon sitting there humming a song in his head real quick?
Right. Got a tickle on my brain going, what the hell?
So do you want to try for negotiation? I mean, now remember, if you bring, you know, your ESO friend there into the conversation, there is a free upgrade to it. You just need to talk about how great this mechanic's going to be for the vehicle. Guarantee return on your investment. You know, Jahamid is all about the RTO.
Cybele will talk about mechanics with him if you do wish so, as Cybele likes mechanics.
So who's making this check? Is it me?
Yes, Cybele does not have any negotiation, but Cybele can upgrade
I don't
yours.
either.
Well, mine is 1 green. What's yours?
Yeah, 2 green, so.
Yeah, there you go, man. You got this. Come on.
So Thorn doesn't get another chance, so hey, whatever.
Nope.
At least I upgrade
Sure,
yours.
I'll give him a big grin, and we'll try to...
Yeah, and so that's kind of what the advantage for.
So that's totally going to be 2 upgrades if you're using your mechanical friend there, because I already said they had an upgrade, remember?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So 2 upgrades, a blue, versus his discipline. I got it for you.
Instead of negotiating, can I just try charming him? Since, you know, it's a friend and all, be a little more eloquent and just gregarious about it.
As a friend, I would take a charm.
Alright. I don't know if that changes his stat or not.
I know, it'd still be discipline.
I think cool works as well. It could be cool also, I think.
Yeah, I forget what the counters are, but let me know when you're ready.
Go for it.
Alright, here we go.
Oh!
Now you got me in trouble.
Man.
Jesus.
You're not friends anymore, I guess.
And, see, that's why I didn't want to do that shit.
You just wanted to let live.
Oh my god, where did that come from?
Apparently it's gonna... Oh god, this is not good.
As you see him, he's being all jovial and friendly and, you know, happy. And then all of a sudden, you've got first the firewall is, you know, giving him talky talk. Then we've got his buddy giving him talky talk. As he totally just gives this moment of, he just looks at Gideon and he just shakes his head. He's like, for real? Reals? Buddy? Homie? Pal? I gave you this great deal and you spit on me. And he looks at the bit of fire beetle that you spattled when you were eating and talking. So what would you like for the 2 advantage before I drop the true on that thread?
Well, there's still trust there between us.
Okay.
Or some friendship.
For the 2 advantage, you know, you haven't burned the friend equity there. You just pissed him off which that's not a big deal.
Thanks, Evan.
As he totally stops, and he just kind of like looks at you and looks down at his hands, and he totally tosses his cigar into the ashtray that's made of the foot of some animal you can't quite recognize, and looks at his hands. And then he just stares at his hands and shakes his head and says,
I just kind of rubbed my left side of my head there.
because you totally realize you pushed too hard. And he just says, have you seen this before? And he's talking to the guys behind you, his security guys. This is what a hand looks like when it has been offered in friendship and slapped away. And he just looks back at his hands and lets his words linger as the guards both look in opposite directions like we don't want to see what's going on. As he just, kind of has the silence hang in the room, which is really annoying. Because you can totally tell this is like half rehearsed and half serious. As he's just like, so, I thought we were friends. And he totally lets that linger in the air to give you a chance to rebuttal back with your advantages. That, hey, we are still friends. We are always friends. I'm assuming.
Don't know what came over me.
As he just looks at you and gives you this sad look of just like, I never thought I'd get that from you. And as he basically gives you this very, very, very good guilt trip, do me a favor and reveal to me in front of everybody your desire or your fear. As you have this sweat your ass moment, and when you're apologizing to save the friendship, and you just throw this out in front of everybody that they can all read your desire or fear that will save your butt in this situation.
Desire, fear. I mean, definitely. I mean, the biggest fear would definitely be to lose faith and trust in, with him. So, because I would, do anything to protect him.
Okay, but what is your desire or fear on your motivations?
Oh, well,
so that way
let's see.
even the party could use this against you later. You're gonna have a moment. He's gonna probably think you were out in the sun too long.
Well, probably desired be belonging. So, seeks to be liked by others, and
So you have this totally moment where you like have a semi breakdown saying, hey, Muhammad, we're friends. I want to be part of what this is. So you basically reveal to the group that you have your personal hang up is you want to be part of a family, an organization. So you all kind of catch his little semi meltdown when he's trying to save face. And the mod father, eventually as soon as you finish your little moment, he's like, I forgive you for trying to impress your new friends. But in the name of friendship, I would like you to say that this deal is acceptable and that you should probably go.
that we will take it as stands.
Cybele has one question.
Oh, please, ask away.
Cybele is wondering if I take scrap and make goods out of that, would you also be fine with such?
Oh, if you're building something, that's your property, not salvage that you're returning with. I mean, if you want to offer to let me buy some of the things you make, I would see that as a good term of friendship. But
That is what
I would
Cybele was speaking.
I would not I would not consider anything you build for yourselves to survive out there as my property. That is your property. You put the sweat into it. You know, when he says sweat, he looks back at you and he kind of smirks the sweat because he's like, so.
Cybele only emits oil and sometimes lubricant.
Some days I do that too. As he kind of like chuckles at that little faux pas turned into a nice little joke.
Ha
As
ha ha ha.
he just, with that one kind of looks at you all and gives you the very dismissive look. He's
Yep.
not angry. He's just disappointed.
Cybele shall see you again and be glad to do so.
As you hear the Italian violin music starting to play.
Yeah, kind of start slinking out the door and kind of give a worry look at Elon, like, oh shit.
And you all can totally note that your friend and maybe new friend here has a hang-up for wanting to belong. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just that his base character is he wants to do anything to join the group, basically, be part of the collective. I mean, you could totally use it against him later on if you want. Just throwing that one out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cybele,
she totally handles the burliest person in the group. Who's got the highest brawn, by the way?
I think it's a tie between Thorn and me.
I think it's probably me.
Yeah, I think it's a tie between Thorn and I.
As she walks up and it kind of like does the eyeball between the two strong members, and she kind of gestures which one y'all want to part.
I'll just nod and graciously and take it. Thank you.
Okay, and she totally says, "Don't drop it. That you don't want to know how expensive that piece is."
Cybele will then say, very expensive.
Understood.
And basically, the security guy, Elon totally escorts you guys out. And he just does this, head shake looking at the ground, like, oof, that could have gone so ugly.
Cybele wonders why.
You don't want to know what the mod boss does when he gets angry.
Was he
As I
angry?
look over at the firewall.
I say,
Cybele could not tell if he was exactly angry or not.
He was disappointed, and that's almost the same. Of course, as an SO's trying to figure out emotion, you're totally like, no, anger and disappointment are completely different.
Cybele does not understand your comparison of it, but Cybele would take note.
And he just says, "You do that," as he gives you a polite, friendly pat on the shoulder, as he basically says.
Also, Cybele will once again like to thank you for your help.
And he's like, "No, thank you. And if you can come back with some salvage to make the boss happy, I think all of us will be in a better place."
Yeah.
As long as Kara isn't there, Cybele shall get a lot of scrap.
And he kind of gives you this wiggly look of Kara, and then gonna totally take a moment to see if he remembers something somebody said to him once, and immediately he scrunches up his face and looks at Gideon and goes, "Kara?
I'll just give him a nod.
Your Kara?
Yeah.
That Kara?" And since there's totally threat there, he's like, You know that bitch has got a bounty on her now, right? There's credits on the wall for her.
Cybele suggests a new action. After we get scrapped, we should all hunt down Kara.
And a couple of people drinking the what could almost be called coffee, kind of looking when he totally looks. He says, "Your Kara? There's a bounty for that bitch. And people just like
Yeah.
look, and he's just like, oops, did I say that out loud?
I'm like, couldn't happen to a better person. Hey, so for despair, do I get extra medal or just one?
Just one. It's only the fail that matters.
Not a crit bell.
Oh,
So,
actually, that made me think of something. James, I think I'm looking at. I think you did the story points backwards. I think if we don't spend 10 metal, the story point that we would get starts with you. We have to spend 10 metal for us to get it, or wait until you use it.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I know I'm kind of like kneecapping us, but I
No,
think.
No, we can catch that next time.
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
basically, there's no chance you'll have metal yet, so that's why I'm not worrying about it this round. That'll be for
Yeah,
next
let's go.
time.
We'll have 2 now.
And you know, you guys come out, you've got the part, you know where it is. He gave you the on the part there's a little wire, and it's got the key fob, you know, for the vehicle. You just need the fob in the vehicle for it to start up. You know, additional anti-theft measure. As he wishes you guys good luck, and just remember, friends or not, please don't disappoint the mod boss. You know, people have taken advantage of his friendship and stolen things from him, and you know he expects a return on investment. He has faith and trusts, but don't invalidate his faith in people.
As
Cybele
long as he
sees no
stays
reason to steal
above
from
board
anyone.
with us, we'll go with him.
And
I'm not gonna
Cybele gets to
allow him.
acknowledge that he totally, when he says people, he totally includes Cybele in that gesture.
Cybele does not steal, unlike Kara.
And again, he just like does that Brooklyn thing of this bitch. Who hasn't she tried to kill?
She tried
Sounds
to
like
kill
everybody.
Cybele by pushing her in a hole.
And he totally kind of gives you the checkout look. He totally does the body check to the SO and says, "Well, I'm glad for all of us involved that you managed to pick yourself up out of that hole and still looking good." As he gives you a little smirky smirk.
Cybele thanks you for the compliment.
As he totally holds the tarp up so you guys can head back out into the glaring bright light of the street of only 105-degree weather.
Cybele likes the weather.
Spring day in Tucson.
Yep.
A normal spring day in Tucson. Except for Joseph, he's out of that now.
Well, he would die in the 90% humidity at the same temperature.
Yeah, you also say that, and yet it is snowed 4 times there in Tucson. I have yet to get snow.
Yeah, that's true.
It has consistently been hotter here than it has been in Tucson since I moved here.
Dude,
That is
it's
true.
a beautiful 88 today.
Like 2 weeks ago.
That's about what
was
it is
like,
here today.
Yeah, no, like 2 weeks ago, it was like a cold freeze warning. Like on Saturday, and then on Sunday, it was a heat warning, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's 9 p.m. It is currently 88 degrees out right now.
Ooh.
Yes, nothing like that evening bomb.
Yep.
What's the humidity?
7% right now.
Well, no, there it's not.
Here it's 7% with a dew point of 17 degrees, which means it is nice and dry.
Yeah.
Like always.
Over there, it's swamp.
Yeah, we're at 59% humidity right now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
You can.
And that's pretty dry.
Water. Think about it. You don't need no lotion in that humidity.
Tomorrow's a little better. Tomorrow, the high is 69.
Oh, there you go.
And only 40% humidity.
Oh, nice.
That's cold.
So you guys come on out. You've got the part. You've got the key fob. You know where the car is. What is your plan to get there? And by the way, any of you who are good drivers, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, totally would have been the thing I suggested to Kevin if he was here, is you could try to charm your way onto one of the trucks coming in and out of town to get a free ride.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Cybele
Hitch a
is not
ride.
good at charming.
Yeah, I'm not much of a charmer.
I think the only person who could do that is Evan.
I might be able to, pull a little, do this for the good of the colony thing.
I mean, also, to be fair, what I could do, right, is I could offer them, like, to fix up something on their car for them to give us a ride there.
That totally could be a thing to do.
Yeah, because I'm a mechanic, so, like, people want mechanics around to do shit. And a patch up for just you driving them somewhere, which you're probably going to leave them anyways, is a good deal.
Okay, so you guys are heading to where most of the drivers have their rigs parked. See if somebody's got something quick and easy you can fix.
Do you guys want to try that first, or do you want to go with the charm?
I wasn't exactly going to try. I was going to say, as a member of the firewall, we are requesting your aid in getting us to this place.
Yeah.
That might get you an upgrade name dropping like that. I mean, you are representing.
Yep.
That is
I'm all for the firewall doing this thing.
Yeah.
Go firewall.
Okay,
yeah, it's a well-known fact. Everyone likes firewall.
Since we have it.
I don't know why, but it feels like a pun saying firewall for some reason.
So, do you totally check in with one of the firewall guards and say, "Hey, which one of these trucks is going in the direction we need to go?"
Yeah, that's what I mean. I said, so if there is somebody there, I'm gonna pull throw the weight around just a little bit with the drivers and figure out who's going where.
Register their trip because in case they die, it's one of those that you want to make sure help can find you if you don't miss your check-in. So they totally register with the firewall where they're going.
Yeah, so I want to see if there's anybody that we can talk into giving us a ride.
So immediately you find one of your firewall guys that's on gate duty, and he's like, "Hey, bro," and he totally gives you the firewall handshake. And you tell him, "Hey, if you know anybody that's driving with a rig big enough for my crew to go to this place," and he's like, "Sure," checks the manifest. He totally points out that rig 457 right over there, it's going to be heading for ice, but yeah, it's totally hitting Trigger Station first. You want to talk to him?
Yep.
Okay, so you go up to where you see the two drivers and their ice cutting crew getting all ready. They're double checking their gear. They're turning on their plasma cutters and everything to make sure all their gear's ready. And they kind of like, are you coming as a crew or is it just one or two of you guys going up?
I don't know. I would think as a crew.
Okay, you guys got your traveling gear all ready to go?
Yeah. Like I said, I probably know a bunch of the faces around because, like I said, I frequent the place.
A couple of the guys totally, you recognize them as just regular, roughnecks that do the work. Kind of put their gear down and they bang on the side of the rig and they holler back, they're, "Hey, boss, somebody's coming," and they look like they want to do business. And driver comes out. She's got overalls on and a little umbrella thing clipped to her overalls to keep her in the shade. And she totally puts on her company hat here of Hollers Inc. Been in one family for 5 generations. As she totally looks at you.
So I'm essentially going to say I'm going to introduce myself as Thorn, a member of the Firewall.
Slew of sneezes that I was trying to hold on you. Sorry about the dead silence there.
Sorry.
I had 3 sneezes in a row, and I wanted to make sure not to blow your eardrums out. As she gives this very polite "achoo," and she comes up and takes off her gloves and puts them in her pocket, and she comes walking up to whoever seems to be in charge of this group walking up. And she just says, "Afternoon."
So I'm Thorn. I'm a member of the Firewall, and we understand that you are heading out to the state trigger station. Is that what it's called again?
Trigger station. Like
trigger station. Yeah. And as a member of the firewall, I would request that you help us get there. We could use a ride.
And she kind of squints at you, squints one eye because of the brightness, and then kind of takes in the motley crew you got there, including your buddy that's sick and puking in a pail behind you. And she's just like,
The angle I'm trying to go with this is like, I'm an authority figure, leadership sort of, this is kind of, you would be doing your duty and giving us a ride out there.
and she totally plays her tongue over her teeth, taking it in, and she's like, you got a point there. I mean, we are, and she looks back at her crew. It's like, right, boys, we're going to Trigger Station. One of the guys like, oh yeah, we're going to Trigger Station. We're getting overnight stay there, Trigger Station. And she just smiles and says to my crew, I have to treat them well when we get more than our usual haul. That's the special bonuses. They get to pick which station we do an overnight at. And
well, arriving with a member of the firewall could smooth things over for you.
And she totally does this obvious, takes her finger out and she's counting slowly the number of people you got in your group. And she's just like, I think we got that. And she looks back and says, boys, we got room for 5. And one of the guys kind of leans his head into the open door in the back that you can't quite see and says, I don't know, it'll be mighty tight. Somebody may have to sit in somebody's lap. And she just rubs her chin. And go ahead and give me a charm, deception, or negotiation. And you are getting a blue and an upgrade because, she actually does want to do this, so.
Okay. I mean, the angle I was going for was leadership, but they're all the same anyway.
Okay, leadership will work too. If you're going to be more commanding about it.
Essentially, yeah. Like this is,
okay.
You're doing a civic service. This. Okay, so you got the upgrade for the flip.
Yep. So you got 2 upgrades and a blue.
All right, let's do this.
As she totally sweats you in the fun, tongue-in-cheek way, because as soon as she's like, all right, for the firewall, I had an uncle who served on the wall, had that pretty sword that I always wanted to play with, but he said I burned my hand off. Get your gear in the back, make sure to put your safety belts on, because I don't stop for nothing. And of course, you guys go back in there. And the joke is, as you walk around the corner and you look in the back, it's like 80% empty in the back of this hauler. And there's, of course, fold-down jump seats. So that way, storage can fill in the spot if there's nobody sitting in the chair, just folds up against the wall. Mm-hmm. You know for a fact they're uncomfortable as shit, but it gets you there without walking, and it's air-conditioned. As she totally says, get in there and make sure you hold on. And you make sure to tell your firewall friends that we've done a solid for you guys.
Absolutely.
As you get this screen...
Your cooperation is much appreciated.
As you get this screen swipe of you guys jump in, and the truck is heading out the gates. And literally she's hitting potholes. It almost feels like she's aiming for them. As, a few hours later, the doors open up really loud and abruptly, like Connex doors being popped open. As, she's like, welcome to Trigger Station. And she gestures, big gesture with her arm, and you see a good dozen rigs parked, getting, little units put in the window, almost like drive-through theaters. Little units pulled off the posts and put inside the windows so they can, get free entertainment. And she points at the station, and then she says, "There's restrooms inside. There's food inside. Please make sure to tip your server because they work hard out here and they gotta bum rides back home if they don't want to sleep in the bunks inside there. And good luck. Don't let the cargo door hit you where the gene splicer split you."
Thank you, ma'am.
As the Nomi and her crew's just like, "I told you that's not funny. It's still not funny. Every time you say it's not funny, they're not even genetically engineered. It's not funny. SOs don't have genes. It's not funny." And she just smiles and laughs and totally tries to give Thorn a help down with a hint of a butt slap on the way down because he was really commanding with his leadership there.
Cybele finds that joke funny.
And someone give me a perception or vigilance.
I think that I might be able to do.
Definitely sounds like a Gideon problem.
I got a 3 green in perception, but I think you're better, so
I can do a vigilance. I got 4 green.
there you go.
Let me know when you're
See
ready on
stuff
the
without
vigilance.
even having to try.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been betrayed. I'm a little
I've
bitchy.
been murdered. Dies. I love
I'm really
Shakespeare
just a
sometimes.
ghost.
Alright, we all set?
Yep.
What, you egg?
Alright. Holy crap.
As you're just looking around and you're seeing like folks coming in that could use medical help, folks going out that could use medical help, and you're just not spotting where Old Blue's supposed to be. Probably because the black dice, the sheet mail pieces piled on top of her. So
Yeah,
what
but
would you like for 4 advantages?
I'm building up my metal. Woo!
Hey, it's good for something.
Gotta get those superior scrap qualities, eh?
As you totally put your hand to your forehead because the change in brightness from the back of the holler to out in the desert in the late afternoon now, going, I can't see shit.
So I do notice a really good acquaintance that kind of comes back and forth between here and Tailpipe.
Okay, for 3 advantage, I'll definitely take that. So you see some friends that you've hooked up with some healing before, sitting at they don't have the big rig like you guys do, but they got a nice hauler truck, something that somebody starting out would be happy to have. As they come yeehawing in there, one of the guys rolling down the window going, "Get me to the station on time."
I give him a big grin and wave at him to
You do that, and they kind
come
of
over
slam
this
on
way.
their brakes and reverse real quick and pull up and give a nod to the rig driver that's parking and sending her boys out. And they're like, "Oof, what are you doing out here, buddy?"
I'm kind of looking at getting out on the road, trying to, strike my fortune.
Ain't we all, brother? Ain't we all? I mean, you guys on this rig. I mean, it's a lot of you for one rig.
No, they just gave us a ride out. So me and my new crew here that I'm with, I kind of wave at the guys, everybody behind me here. Like, we're here to pick up our rig, actually.
He totally takes a moment, scratches his chin, and looks at you all. It's like, now, you're gonna make sure they all come back in one piece, especially yourself, right? Because
Well, of
I'm
course,
telling
yeah.
you,
After that one time out, yeah, a little gun shy, but crew here, we got this. It's
that's
a good
good,
crew.
cause ain't nobody in medical has fixed up my leg the way you did that time. I mean, it doesn't even hurt when there's acid rain.
Yeah. I try.
I mean, back
So you
before.
wouldn't Wouldn't be familiar with an old rig that's been hanging around here. It's got this one blue fender. Wouldn't happen to know where that might be parked at, do you?
And he scratches his jaw, sticks his head inside to his crew, and he's like, "Hey, y'all! Anybody know a blue fendered rig out here?" And immediately the driver of the car goes, "You ain't talking about old blue, are you?"
That's the one.
And immediately there's this ruckus of laughter coming out from the truck. It's kind of scaring and disheartening at the same time. And they're like, "Yeah, old blue's been around over there for about the last 10 years." And immediately they point and you look, and as you look past, you realize that somebody's been using the rig as a shelving rack for scrap of large pieces to be laid against it. And it looks intact. It just looks like it's had some rough loving. The tires thankfully look like they've been covered up, so they're not going to be totally destroyed. It looks like somebody decommissioned the vehicle properly. But yeah, it looks like you see one of the doors where it looks like it took a frag grenade or something on the outside where there's a scorch, but on the inside,
Nice.
from the distance you see, it must be much worse.
So yeah. Well, we're taking her back on the road, getting her all up and running. Got some great mechanics back here, so she's gonna hit the road again.
As the driver yells at him that hey, we gotta park, we gotta get to the station. The guy leans in, he's like, "Oof, good luck on that one, buddy. Here," and he reaches in and pulls out this chain of balls that are about a little bigger than your fist, and he snaps one. And you realize it's those fancy single serving wines that come in the little glass cups.
Oh yeah.
He pops one off and chucks one over to you and says, here's a drink on me, and you might want to save it to christen the old girl."
Well, thank you.
And
Awful kind of you.
give me an easy coordination check.
Yeah, let's see. Coordination. All right, you ready?
Yep. As their truck starts spinning out, shooting sand, the glass just hits and shatters in the rock. There's like one rock in the dirt you're standing on, and the glass slipped through your hands and smashed on it. And you all kind of like, is this a sign of the future to come? As you guys start
Not
walking,
again! God damn it!
you guys start walking towards Old Blue to start uncovering stuff to start working on her. And as you do that, that's a good place to wrap it up there.
That's all right. I got 3 metal now. Woohoo!
Hey, you're on the board. And if you'd like, yes, the metal rules are in the handouts. That way I don't have to copy paste.
And we have to fail a lot of rolls if we want to start with a story point.
It's failed.
Yeah, well,
forward.
There'll be more rules in later sessions when there's more things to do, especially combat.
Yeah.
And also you get to spend metal with some abilities, so...
Yep.
True.
I am metal rich right now.
It's funny to me that it's like giving you throwing you a bone for failing a roll.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's almost like in Powered by the Apocalypse. You level up by failing.
Yeah. And I guessed correctly. I only need to do one mechanics check this whole session.
But it was a damn impressive check.
Hey, it needed to happen, so I had made it happen,
Sweet.
Alright, well, 2 weeks, huh?
Yep. So
Any
we will
XP?
be back. I will give you each 10 XP because you accomplished the goal of getting together and getting to the station with the parts. And you only have to pay 30% of your salvage towards them. Only.
Yeah. Well, it didn't. At least it didn't screw that up. I was afraid that the percentage was going to go up on my despair.
and the fact that you all got some valuable inside character information on your buddy Gideon there.
Wow.
Sharing with the group in the share circle.
Wow.
The share circle of he panicked and tried to make sure he didn't get 86th from the group.
Yeah, that would have really sucked. Thanks, Thorn.
Hey man, you have no idea. You got an itch on the back of your head or something.
All of a sudden, Gideon is always guarded now.
Well, we know what Gideon now thinks of Thorn.
Wow. As a matter
And
of
also
fact.
somehow the least charming person has got into somewhat of a favor with the mod boss.
Yeah. Actually, Thorn makes me nervous. You know, the way he keeps looking at me. So.
I mean,
Same.
There is that history that Thorn got beat up by, by your buddy Elon, and
Right.
it's like
So.
this is really a sting. It's not a hunt for her.
You know what?
It's
To
a
be
sting.
fair, the worst part about that is the fact that I'm treating Elon like a good buddy. Because he is a good buddy.
Hey,
They're good
you gotta
people.
do what you gotta do to get a paycheck, man.
No, that's not why he saved me.
Uh-huh. He actually genuinely helped you out. I mean, there's a reason why he did the check you out part. I mean, if you were into that thing, he would totally be into that thing.
So.
He's
But that's
like,
alright.
hey,
Cybo has no opinions on that.
let's make some sparks, man. Let's make some sparks.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
his
the funny
combat
one is-
catchphrase in the arena.
Yeah. The funny one is Sarah's she's out to get my gear. Gotta keep it close. Just because gives me this weird attention, because I don't know that she helped save me. But she seems to give me weird attention that seems odd. So I'm like, she must be trying to get something from me, because I don't realize.
Well, after that last lady treated you like that, it makes you a little jaded.
Right?
Maybe she likes you.
Oh,
Dun, dun,
some in-party
dun.
romance. Watch it all fall apart when one of them dies.
Oh, don't
You know,
die.
the classic saying, after this war is over, we'll get married.
It's alright.
The kiss of death.
It's alright. I can potentially resurrect everybody in the group except for our mechanical friend.
That's racist.
It's not my fault you ain't got a brain.
Is it really?
Yes.
If I
He could
only had
totally
a brain.
mechanical me, okay?
Or you may not be a mechanic.
Yeah, it's not mechanics. I can't psych you alive. I can psych everybody else potentially alive, though.
He can come running up, rub his hands together, and then do defibrillator on you.
Yeah.
Live.
So, I mean, it's pretty amazing. It's they actually have like a resurrection ability with Riki.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good party trick.
A dangerous dice pool, though.
Oh, it is big time.
All of a sudden,
It works,
you
but
wake
you
up.
go insane.
You were killed, and then you wake up alive, and there's this guy passed the fuck out on top of you, going, "What's going on here? What's this guy doing?"
Right?
But not gonna lie. I just blanked what I was about to say. Well then.
All
Alright, well,
Alright, guys.
good night.
All right,
Yeah,
Are y'all
have a
gonna
good
be
one.
there tomorrow? Tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna commandeer a pod and stab some bitches. Let's go.
I still want to cut your arm off. I mean, you got the thing
Right?
crawling around
It's
your
too
neck.
late. It's too damn
It's-
late now.
It's already gone beyond the arm.
We can cut off the head. It's no difference. You know they have droids that can carry your brain for you, right? That's all the heavy lifting.
Alright,
Get one
y'all.
of those
See you tomorrow
spider
night.
grease droids to hold your brain for you in a little jar. All right, good night, guys.
Good night,
Later.
guys.